Hey guys, it's Kara from thatbeautyaddict.info, and today I'm going to be doing a look on my skin using MAC Cosmetics. So let's get started. So my previous video that I just finished, I already went through the video and I did my base face, which is on my skin now, using MAC. And as you know, we started off with the Studio Radiance Moisturizing and Illuminating Silky Primer, and I applied it with my foundation brush. Then we went in with the Strobe Dewy Skin Moisturizing Tint, and this is medium number 2. Also applied with a brush. Then we went in with the Studio Radiance 24-Hour Luminous Lift Concealer, and this is N18. And I applied, and we went in and blended it out with a brush. And then lastly, we set our makeup with the Studio Fix Pro Set Plus Blur Weightless Loose Powder, and this is in medium, with a large powder brush. So that's what's on my skin right now. Now we're going to actually go in and I'm going to do a makeup for you. So let me just move my brushes aside here for a second, and we'll continue. So I'm going to do my brows. I'm going to fill in my brows, and I'm going to use an angle brush with an eyeshadow to do it. Let me just find my angle brush, and we'll do that. Sorry about that. I just have to find it. There we go. And I'm actually going to use these are also eyeshadows from MAC, and you can see. I'm going to use this color here, which is called Cork. And it's an eyeshadow, but I'm going to use it to fill in my brows. I'll show you how I fill in my brows. So the first thing I like to do is I like to trace my brows. So I start at the bottom like that, and I trace them. Just like that. And then I go up top and I trace the top. This is how you get that perfect, as they call it, Instagram brow. And then I also go in like this and I fill it in. Just do little short strokes like that to fill it in. And the one good thing about using a powder versus a pencil is if you screw up, you just wipe it off and start again. But I feel like it looks the most natural when you use, whether it's a brow powder or it is an eyeshadow. And I feel like you can get the perfect match, because sometimes pencils you don't always get the perfect match for your brows. Sometimes it could be too taupey, it can be too dark, too light. Whereas I think when you use an eyeshadow, there are so many colors of brown eyeshadow, you can find the perfect match. And I think Cork is definitely my perfect match for my brows. And that's it. And also too, another way you can check to make sure that your brows are on fleck, as they say, you go like this. Go like this. That's where the brow should start. Go on the outside of your nose and right there. And you can even grab a little bit and put it on your brush and mark it. And then go in and smooth it out, just like that. just like that. And then when you do the other side, you're going to do the same thing. Next, I'm going to go in and do my eyeshadows. Now, I just got this eyeshadow palette from M.A.C, and it's called Connecting Color Rose Lens. Rose Lens is the shades. And look at this palette. Look how pretty that looks. So I'm going to do a look with the eyeshadows, and I'm going to kind of do a soft, quickie look on the eye because I want to do a bolder lip. So we're going to do that. And let me get my flat brush. And I'm going to start off, and I'm going to use this pink right here. And I'm going to go in, and I'm going to put it on my eyelid. And I'm using a flat brush because I like these really pack on color. So whenever I'm putting my lid color on, I like to use a flat brush. I've also used a crease brush to brush on a color, but generally I like to do that if I'm doing a darker lid, and then I would use my crease brush and put it all over my lid and bring it up into my crease. Just like that. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Starting at the lash line, and I am bringing it up into my crease. Just like that. Next, I am going to go in and I'm going to do some crease. I'm going to go in, let's see. Like I said, I'm going to keep it light, so I'm going to use this light brown color. And I'm going to just go in and I'm going to put it on the outer corner of my eye. I'm going to put it in there, and then I'm going to work it up a little bit. So I do have hooded eyelids, so whenever I do a crease, I have to keep my eyes open when I apply my crease. Otherwise, it goes, if I try to put my crease where my real crease is, it folds back and then you won't see it. So if you do have hooded eyes, this is how you would do them. I concentrate the darker color on the outer corner of my eye, and then I work it up diagonally like that. And then I like to take a little bit, keep my eye open while I do it, tilt my head back slightly, but put it on my brow bone, just like that. But basically, you're working up and out. And like I said, I'm going to keep this on the lighter side. I'm not going to do a really dark lid or a really dark emphasized crease because I really want to do a more of a bold lip. And this is quick and easy to do, you know? You're just doing two shadows, really. Just like that. And you can always go in with your darker color here if you wanted to even make it more bold, but I'm not going to do that. Not today. just like that. Let's see. Let's do a little eyeliner. Actually, wait, before we do eyeliner, I'm going to take this shade right here and I'm going to put it under my brow, which is going to open up my brow a little bit more. So once again, I'm going to take my, it's more of a fluffy flat brush, tap off the excess, and I'm just going to go in there and go right under my brow with this color to open up the eye even more. I also like to go like this with whatever's on the brush, just to clean up the area where I had my crease in case it fell a little bit. Kind of get that sharp look. So that's what I like to do too. Go back in again. Go back in and just clean it up again. You can even use your concealer brush to do that. Maybe I'll do that too. Go in with my concealer brush and just clean up where maybe some of the shadow fell. And next, I'm going to go in with my eyeliner. This is a M.A.C Color XS gel pencil eyeliner in glider dye. It's a black. And what I like about this eyeliner is it's safe enough to use in the waterline. So I'm actually going to go in right by my lash line and smudge it in there and apply it. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I like putting darker colors on the inner lip of my eye. You can use colors like white or beige if you really want your eyes to look really wide open. But I happen to like using dark colors, and sometimes they say they make them look smaller. I don't think it makes my eyes look smaller. If anything, because I use a lot of mascara on my lashes, I think that makes my eyes look big. So mascara is key too. But I do like to use dark on the inner lip of my eye. And I also like to tightline a little bit and use a little bit on my upper lid, but I don't go all the way across. I just do the outer corner. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to just marry them and go in there and just put a little bit on my top lid, just like that. Also, what I like to do, my eyes droop. So once again, you want to work up. You don't want to follow the droop. You want to work up. I like to take my liner and go underneath my lashes, but I only do a little bit in the outer corner right here. And then I turn my hand on an angle and I drag it out and give myself a little wing. Now, some people like to close their eye and do the wing, but my eyes, like I said, have a tendency to droop. So I prefer to do it from the bottom up rather than the top because they droop. So, if you have that problem, you can always try my way and just put a little bit in the outer corner and then drag it up on an angle. And you might have to go a little further than you would normally think you would have to go if you do have heavy eyelids that droop. And the good thing about makeup is if you mess up, you can wipe it off and start again. So don't be afraid to play. Just like that. Just fix this little part right here. Just like that. I just keep the dark there. And that's it with that. Then I like to go in again with my angle brush. Let me just wipe it off. I'm going to go back in with my angle brush. And I'm going to use this dark color here. And I'm going to line the top of my eyelid. So I go in with the angle brush. I grab some color. And I do kind of follow what I did with the pencil. And then I drag it across. And I'm not going all the way across. I keep it on the outer corner because I have small eyes. I don't like to line all the way across. I like to keep it on the outskirts of my eye. And I do the same thing over here. Kind of connect it. And then just go to midway and drag it back a little bit. Just like that. Like I said, the good part about makeup is it's not permanent. You can always clean it up if you make a mistake or some makeup falls. You just go in and you clean it up, just like that. Once again, I'm just going in there and putting a little bit in the outer corner. Right along my lash line. Just like that. Then I'll take whatever's on the brush and just come down here a little bit on the bottom lid. Then I'm going to go in with my lighter color. This light bronze. Top off the excess. And I'm going to put that here. And I'm going to drag it all the way to the over. I'm going to do my whole underneath of my eye with that. Just like that. So the darker is on the outer corner of my eye. And then I go in with the bronzy, lighter brown and drag that across. I love using eyeshadow for a liner too. It's fun. Let's see, what else can we do? I'm going to take this color. I haven't used that color yet. I think this is green. I'm going to put a little bit on my angle brush, and I'm going to just put it here in my inner corner to give it a little highlight. Just like that. Let's see. Let's go on to blush. Now, I don't have a MAC blush with me, but you know what? Who says you can't use eyeshadow on your cheeks? I'm going to take this color here, this pink, and I'm going to put it on my cheeks because we can do that. I'm going to start by putting it on, like right above, like on but above my cheekbone. Because as they say, as we get older, the apple falls from the tree. So where you used to do your contouring and your blush, now you have to go up a little bit, because if I was to contour further down, everything's gonna look droopy. You want everything lifted. So it's kind of like giving yourself a facelift. When you contour, you're gonna contour right on the bone rather than underneath the bone, the cheekbone. And then you're gonna go in with your blush and you're gonna go on but slightly above the contour, like this. And I like to kind of like stipple it on. You can blend too, which I do, but I like to, when I'm first applying a color, I like to stipple it on to make sure it's not going to be too much, and then I blend it out. Rather than putting a lot on the brush and then giving it one big sweep, and then you're stuck with a lot of color and you're not like, oh my God, I don't know how to blend it out. I like to sort of dot it on and then go in and blend it out. And once again, you're working up. You see what I mean? And I'm going to go back in with my loose powder. Let's see, do I have the right brush here? Yes. I'm going to go in with my loose powder, which is medium, and put a little bit on the brush. And I'm going to go in like this, underneath what I just did. Why? Because it's lighter, and it's going to give you want to do lighter here, and then you have your contour, and then you have your blush. When you go lighter underneath where you contoured and blushed, it's going to make the cheek raise. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of going in there like that. And it just, whoop, see what I mean? It makes everything go up. Okay. Let's see. Last but not least, we're going to do some lipstick. And I'm going to do Rebel. And Rebel is a M.A.C.ximal, let me see, what do they call it? I have to get my notes out, sorry. It's called a M.A.C.ximal Sleek Satin Lipstick. Okay, so that's what we're going to go in with. And I'm not going to line my lips today. I'm just going to keep it like it is. So I'm going to go in. Because I actually want it to look a little more like a stain. And you can also go in with your concealer. Right around your lipstick. It'll help with the bleeding. It cleans it up. And that's it. That's my look. Let me get a little closer. Let me just turn my lighted mirror off. But this is the look. And like I said, if you don't have a blush, if you have a palette of eyeshadows, use one of the eyeshadows as the blush because it's going to go. All these colors look well together. So I have the shadows on my eyes, and then I just took this pink color and I used it as a blush, and it tied it all together. And Rebel, I did on my lips, but I made it look more like a lip stain rather than lining my lips and making it really, really like a perfect lined lip. I wanted it to kind of look like I bit into like a piece of fruit and it stained your lips, if that makes any sense. So this is my look. I'm really liking this. In fact, I wore the perfect top for it because I thought these colors would look great with this top. So I kind of coordinated it that way. So anyway, I hope you like my look. And all these products can be purchased on my Club M.A.C link, which I'm going to put everything that I use down below in the description, including my foundation and everything, even though I already had it on from my previous video that I did. I'm going to include it in there just because it is on my face. And just so you know, I am an affiliate with M.A.C Cosmetics, and the program is called Club M.A.C. And you can get all these lovely products off my Club M.A.C link. And also, too, if you have any questions about what I did, placement, or any makeup in general, colors, you need help with color matching, getting the right foundation for your skin, or just picking out blushes, eyeshadows, and lipsticks, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to help you with that. And also, too, I'm going to put my link if you are a creator and you are looking to join Club M.A.C, if you want to do what I do. I'm going to put that link down below too, and you can click on that and apply if you're interested. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope I hear from you soon. Bye.